Welcome to the Motley Fool Flashback, where we look back at one of last week's most popular articles on Fool.com to make sure you don't miss out. I'm longtime Fool Nathan Alderman. This week we're covering Fool contributor Adria Semino's May 2nd story about a tale of two temperatures, and what that difference might mean for the ongoing literal Cold War between the two biggest makers of COVID-19 vaccines. After initial supply constraints, the U.S. has opened up the floodgates on COVID-19 vaccinations. These extensively tested and highly effective inoculations help to protect both their recipients and everyone around them from the pandemic that has claimed more than 500,000 American lives, among more than 3.3 million deaths worldwide since late 2019. Right now, every American over the age of 16 can get vaccinated free of charge. As of May 9th, the CDC reports that just over a third of the U.S. population has been fully vaccinated, with at least 45% of Americans receiving one dose. I got my second dose last week, and I regret to inform you that I have neither gained mutant superpowers nor improved my cell phone reception. But I'm still counting the days till it takes full effect, and let me tell you, I have never been this excited about walking into a grocery store in my life. Two of the companies leading the charge on COVID-19 vaccines are Pfizer and Moderna. Adria reports that more than 49 million Americans have gotten a double dose of Pfizer Pafabulousness, with Moderna close behind at 40 million upper arms fully jabbed. Both companies use messenger RNA, or mRNA, to work their immune system magic. Inside each of your cells, there are little factories called ribosomes that crank out different proteins our bodies need. mRNA in our bodies gives these factories the blueprints and work orders they need to know what to make when. Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines send these factories a new set of blueprints, tricking them into temporarily and harmlessly turning out special proteins that look just like the pointy spikes on the outside of a COVID-19 virus. By spotting these fake virus pieces in our bodies, our immune systems learn to recognize and clobber the real virus if it tries to invade us. But just like food or other medicine, vaccines can expire and lose their effectiveness if they're not stored properly. In order to keep Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines fresh, doctors and pharmacists need to keep them cold, sometimes really, really cold, like cold enough to make a penguin put on a chunky sweater. And that can pose serious problems when you're trying to get the vaccine out of the factory and into as many arms as possible. At regular refrigerator temperatures, Pfizer's vaccine can stay good for 5 days. Let's face it, you've probably got yogurt in your fridge older than that. To keep fresh longer, the Pfizer vaccine needs to chill out at a rock-bottom temperature between -76 and -112 degrees Fahrenheit. For perspective, the lowest temperature ever recorded on Earth was -128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Most pharmacies and doctors' offices' freezers just can't get that cold. I mean, Pfizer had to build special containers just to keep its vaccine cold enough to travel at all. Pfizer caught a bit of a break, at least, when it showed the FDA data that its vaccine can stay good for up to 2 weeks at a comparatively balmy -13 to +5 degrees Fahrenheit. Not a problem for most medical freezers. But Moderna's always had an edge when it comes to storage temperatures, and that gap over Pfizer only seems to be growing. From the get-go, you could store Moderna's vaccine for as long as a month at the kind of temperatures you can easily get from the fridge in your kitchen, +35 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take. And its vaccine would last up to 7 months in a standard freezer. Now, Moderna says it has new data, not yet approved by the FDA, suggesting that its vaccine can hang out in a fridge for up to 3 months without going stale. And it's working to make its vaccine even more convenient to transport and store. Okay, why does this matter? Storing vaccines in a fridge is a lot easier for most doctors, especially in countries that can't afford to buy a huge pile of expensive new medical equipment at the drop of a hat. Even in the US and other wealthy countries, doctors might not have a ton of freezer space available, much less the right equipment for ultra super cold storage. So when they're deciding what vaccine to buy from whom, convenience will make up a big part of their decision, especially since extensive testing shows that Moderna and Pfizer's vaccines more or less work equally well. Now, does this mean Pfizer's doomed to fall by the wayside as Moderna cruises to total vaccine domination? Nah, says Adria. No one company can make all the vaccines the world needs, or even all the vaccines a single country needs. But if its vaccines are easier to transport, store, and administer without losing their potency, then over the long haul, Moderna might enjoy more cash from COVID-19 customers, and a bigger audience for any future mRNA vaccines it debuts. That said, Pfizer's not exactly slacking. The New York Times recently reported that it's working on a new vaccine formula that Pfizer hopes will stay fresh in refrigerators for up to 10 weeks. Stay frosty, fools. That's the Motley Fool Flashback for this week. Thanks again to Fool contributor Adria Semino for her analysis. You can follow her on Twitter at ADRIA_in_Paris. Come back next week to catch up on more of what you're missing from our fantastically foolish, totally free business news and investing insights on Fool.com. And if you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more friendly and engaging news and explanations about the world of business and investing. For the Motley Fool, I'm Nathan Alderman, rocking that armful of sweet, sweet science. Fool on.